Well, thank you, Reginaldo, for spending your time to share your views today on supply chain risk. Can you start by providing a brief background of yourself?
Sure. I have approximately 20 years of experience, primarily in manufacturing. I've worked at consultancies, and my most recent role was as Vice President of Operations for a cosmetics company.
Thank you. Well, my first question is, what is supply chain risk?
In terms of supply chain risk, I like to stick to the APICS definition, which defines it as decisions and activities that have outcomes that could negatively affect information or goods within the supply chain.
And do you have any examples of supply chain risk?
Yes, I do. So, for example, you could have a disruption in a supply chain caused by a plant shutdown, due to, say, a labor dispute, for example. You may have just delays because of poor suppliers, or you can have a system breakdown where your computer systems might be antiquated, to break down and cause essentially a shutdown of your ability to deliver the goods to your customers.
And how can supply chain risk be addressed?
It can be addressed. So if I take each of those examples, in the disruption example, I think companies should be focused on understanding what their suppliers are doing, visiting their suppliers, doing scorecards to their suppliers, understand what the labor situations are with their suppliers, even reading the reports for those critical suppliers. In terms of delays, again, supplier management becomes very important, ensuring that the suppliers are of the highest quality possible, and where possible, or where needed, working with suppliers. So you may want to eliminate some suppliers and replace them with new ones, or improve the ones that are in place by providing some of your own expertise. It really depends on how your supply chain is structured.
And are there any other things you'd like to add regarding, for example, in our email discussion, you were bringing up some examples of 9/11 when that occurred.
Yes. So one of the things you find is that during very extreme circumstances, you may find that, for example, governments might shut down borders, or if you think about SARS outbreak in Asia, there may be difficulties in getting key suppliers out, as I think many of your listeners and readers know, that many of the computer supplies come out of Asia. So any of these activities, either man-made or natural disasters, can have a terrible impact on supply chains. So if you think about manufacturing facilities that operate on a just-in-time principle, if you stop providing them with the raw materials, raw components needed to conduct the manufacturing, such as what happened during 9/11, those facilities to a halt. It's very difficult to continue production. So I argue that maintaining lean inventories and reducing costs is all a very good goal. However, the trade-off is that we've placed many supply chains at risk. And as a result, what we need to do is, as part of the annual business planning cycle, as part of S&OP, really review those risks and understand where there might be opportunity to mitigate them.
Well, thank you, Reginaldo, for sharing your views on supply chain risk. Did we cover all the points you wanted to make?
We did. Thank you very much, and I certainly enjoyed this discussion.
Thank you.
Okay.
Great. What I'll do is I'll edit this